Hey everyone, 4 great things to talk about today. First, I won Wednesday night fights for the first time in Tekken 7. I'm going to go over that. Extremely excited about that and extremely happy with how I did. The second thing is Tekken 7 Season 3 was announced and all the patch notes are up, and the game is supposed to be getting the update on September 9th through September 10th. I'm not quite sure if the character is going to come out on the 10th and the actual update for all the balance changes are going to be on the 9th, but 9th and 10th is when they're going to be doing that. I'll talk a little bit about that. Then we have the SNK World Championship, which I'm extremely excited for. That's some news that went under the radar, but I'm super happy for it because they're going to have King of Fighters 14. Not something that I play, but what I do play is Samurai Showdown, and I've been grinding that game quite a bit. I posted that I got 3rd, and I was super happy at the previous Wednesday night fights, and this last one I got 4th. I lost to the same 2 people, but I performed pretty well, so I'll keep on training that game. And the last thing is going to be the major that I'm actually going to be attending this year, which is going to be the first major that I go to in a year and a half. So first off, Tekken 7, I won Wednesday night fights. As you see here, there wasn't a stream. I wish there was. I'm actually working on something so that I can record matches, even if there's no like a cameraman or like if there's no stream. But I got some tech so that I can help myself record without having to like go out of my way. But you guys will see once I get it. I just have to purchase it. Let me talk briefly about my journey with Tekken 7. I got Tekken 7 when the game first came out. Actually, I played Tekken Tag 2 when that game first came out for about a month. I was very terrible at that game. I couldn't backdash cancel. I practiced a lot trying to backdash cancel in Tekken 6. Never could get it down. Couldn't break those in Tekken 6. Couldn't break those in Tekken Tag 2. So after like a month, 2 months, after just trying that and playing some games online and not being able to avoid lows, not being able to avoid throws, not being able to react to anything, I was just like, this game's not for me. And then I ended up just sticking to Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Tekken 7 came out and I had the exact same issues, but I just kept on grinding, and it took a really long time. Actually, it took me, like somebody actually asked me in the comments of the Dragunov video, how did I break so many throws? And it really just came down to, I couldn't break throws for the first year and a half of Tekken 7 coming out. And my friends, Miguel and Shiro, they would always throw me in matches like constantly because they knew I couldn't break throws. I was like, well, I'll just keep trying. So I went in training mode, kept trying, went in matches, kept trying. Eventually, very slowly, I was able to react. The thing is, the window to break throws is actually pretty big. I know that throws generally come out in like 10 to like 14 something frames. It depends on the throw. But the break window, it used to be 12 frames. So let's say it was 10 frame throw and then 12 frame break window. That's 22. That's pretty fast. But I don't think, like, that's how the break window used to be. Supposedly it was 12 in Tekken 6. I think it's way bigger. I think the break window might be like 20 frames or something. That thing is huge. You have enough time to look, see that there's a throw active, and then say, which kind of throw is that? Oh, it's a 1? Okay, I think I should break with the 1. That's how much time you have now. So it's not really about your raw reaction speed. It's about your recognition speed and being able to differentiate between the different throws. That just takes a lot of games and takes your mind being trained. As far as backdash canceling, I kept on practicing. I also use a specific technique. I don't really need it so much anymore, but I use a combination of the left analog stick and the left D-pad so that I can backdash cancel. I actually made a video about this a long time ago. It's one of those techniques that helped me. I don't really need it anymore, but it helped me a lot. And I just kept grinding. It really was just kept playing, going 0-2, 0-2, 0-2 for literally over 2 years. And then finally, after playing so much online, you guys saw how much I play online and how often I went to Wednesday night fights, I finally won. So I'm just really glad that I was able to stick to it. And I'm not going to say that I was like happy the entire time that I was grinding, because it honestly, driving all the way out there for like, what is it, like 30 miles, and then spending all the gas money and then all the tournament entry money and then the venue money, and then going there and having trained for like 50 hours a week, because you could look at like, well, I'm not sure if you really see my Steam anymore, because they only keep your last 2 weeks, but it would be like 50 hours played in the last 2 weeks, 80 hours played in the last 2 weeks of Tekken 7. So I'm putting all this, 50 hours into a week of grinding Tekken 7. I go there and go 0-2, gotta drive all the way back, nothing to show for it. And that would happen for 2 years, man. And it like sucked, but eventually I did get better. So it's something, this is why I personally suggest, if you're trying to learn Tekken 7, you should learn it while you're learning another game, or while you're good at another game. Like, have it as another game that you're playing. If you're only playing Tekken 7, it gets really frustrating really fast. So it's a lot easier to manage if you're playing it while you're playing something else. That's just my opinion. Now I want to talk about what made the biggest difference in me going 0-2 and me going like 2-2, 3-2, and just getting bodied before top 3, because I had never gotten top 3 before this. Only the Saturday before this, at Cyber Raccoon, I uploaded the videos and you saw that I got top 3 there. That was the first time I'd ever gotten top 3 at a Tekken tournament ever. And then the Samurai Showdown was the first time that I'd ever gotten top 3 at a Samurai Showdown tournament. So this last week has been like the best that I've performed in fighting games since Pokken, like by far. And even though these are just locals, it's a very big deal for me because there's some strong competition here. So the biggest thing that made a difference for me for improving in Tekken 7 was actually this. I bought a PS4. As you may or may not know, I played Tekken 7 on PC since the game launched. I also had it on PS4, but really early on I sold the PS4 because I never played on PS4. And then later I wanted to stream and record, but I couldn't really record off my PC and play at the same time because my PC's not strong enough to do all that. I realized before I got my PS4, I can't use Tekken Bot Prime on PS4. So I actually played a few ranked games, and it was really crazy because you don't have that overlay telling you, oh, this is +2, oh, this is -2, oh, this is a high into a mid into a low, this is a high mid. It doesn't tell you any of that stuff. You just have to know. So when you see like Eddie doing a bunch of strings on you and like rolling all over the ground, you have to just know, oh yeah, that's -14. Oh, this is a mid into a low. Like, you just have to know. You have to know, oh, that's slippery kicks. And if you don't know, you just get destroyed. So one of the biggest motivators for me learning every single move in the game, and when I say I learned every move in the game, what I did was I would go on RB Norway and I would pull up the list of all of the moves of a character, and then one by one in training mode I would go over all the moves and try to practice defending against every single move and every single string. I don't memorize all of the frame rate of all the attacks. I kind of categorize it in slightly punishable, very punishable, you know, stuff like that. Which moves to sidestep in which direction. But not being able to have Tekken Bot Prime to help me and having to see it on the screen and just know, that happened because I got a PS4, and I'm very glad that I got a PS4 for that reason, because it could have taken me much longer to memorize all that stuff. So I would suggest, if you're at a block and you need to get better at Tekken, to try to, I know it sounds hard, and it is hard, and it takes a long time. It took me like a month and a half, maybe like, I think it took me like 2 months overall total, to learn every single move in the game and practice it. Because even though you might not be able to recall it all instantly at a time, it's at least in there. So you've had exposure to it, and you may have some muscle memory that'll kick in. It's like, oh snap, that's a snake edge that I practiced blocking for an hour straight. Okay, I blocked that. You know, just things like that. So I'm incredibly happy about the way that I performed. I will continue to keep training in Tekken 7. Speaking of Tekken 7, the second thing that I'm going to talk about is the patch notes. I'm not going to go too in depth in them. I might make a video after the patch actually goes live, but they did some changes for Elisa. They did change for the entire cast. I'm interested to see if the forward 3-2 nerf to the damage, they reduced the damage. This is my primary whiff punisher from a sidestep. If they did that because when she goes into boot from the chainsaws, it's called dual boot. Maybe she gets more damage because you can go into dual boot and then do single boot 1 now. I'm not really sure if that will combo, but we'll see. And other than that, they made a couple other modifications, but she's pretty much the same character still. I don't. Chainsaw forward 2 is +2 on block now. It was 0 on block, which is basically -2 on block, because the forward 2 comes out in 12 frames. And a jab comes out in 10 frames. So if someone blocks that and you're 0, it's like, well, if you try to do that, you're going to lose to a jab if they're close enough. So it was like, they just kind of made it even now. I don't think they really changed it that much. This might be like the season 2 patch notes where there's a lot of changes, but there's a lot of text, but there's not a lot of actual change. Actually, this kind of leads me into SNK, because SNK, when they had their patch for Samurai Showdown, I felt like almost every single one of the notes really made sense, because a lot of the things they changed were like really random. I feel like in the Tekken 7 Season 3 patch, like they made Elisa's down 4 1+2 power crush from -14 to -13, and it looks like they changed some behavior when it hits the opponent's midair. Like, I guess it's a screw attack. Standing 3-2 is now it's unsafe. I'm not really sure why they made a lot of these changes, but like I don't know. Like I was just looking through like quite a few of these characters. I'm like, this seems like a random like destroy form down 2. It's now it's from 30 frames to 26 frames. But like, does anybody even use that? Is that like I don't like what? In SNK's changes, I feel like a lot of them were a lot more like, man, this is like an actual like issue that we need to modify this. This is like Genjiro's light DP just doesn't make sense. Oh, Charlotte has 3 different DPs, none of them anti-air. We should probably make one of them anti-air. Oh, and none of them are fully invincible on startup. Maybe we should make one of them fully invincible on startup. You know what I mean? Like things like that. But SNK is having the SNK World Championship official tournament. I'm extremely excited for this. Now, they don't have much information on this, but there's going to be a total prize pool of over 10 million yen. And let's see, the final tournament's going to be March 28th to 29th, 2020. Now, as you guys know or don't know, I used to play in the Pokken Championship Series and the Pokemon Championship Series, video game championships. And I wasn't able to play in the last couple of years because, well, they banned my controller. I use a stick and they banned any controller that's not their Hori pad, so I just didn't play. And I've been wanting to play in the World Championship Series for a long time. And this will lead into my last point, but I'm definitely very interested in qualifying for this. It looks like there's going to be 16 spots to qualify for the SNK World Championship, Samurai Shodown, and King of Fighters 14. I'm not a King of Fighters player, but I have watched King of Fighters 13 a little bit, and I'm really happy for this. And when there's more news, I'll talk about it. And then the last thing is Kumite in Texas. This is actually a Tekken World Tour Challenger event for Tekken 7, and it's the first major that I'm going to be attending. I'm actually in the process of booking my hotel right now. I've already booked the flight and I've already registered for the tournament, so I'm very excited for this tournament. And I've been trying to improve my channel and improve my Twitch to really be like a Pokken hub for a long time, and Pokken wasn't helping me grow as much as I wanted to grow, so it kind of delayed me quite a bit as far as getting out to major tournaments, even though, I tried my best. So I just got money from the side, from, just working and from other side projects, and now I'm able to finally go to a major tournament, except this time for Tekken 7 and Samurai Shodown instead of Pokken. So hey, the dream of going to Pokken majors is dead, but at least I'm finally going to be able to go to some major tournaments in general. If Pokken was here, I'd play it, but you know how it be. This is going to be September 13th through September 15th, and I think the actual tournament for Tekken actually starts on the 14th, so I'm looking forward to this. Now, as far as getting my hopes for top 8 and things like that, well, I'm going to try my best in both of the tournaments. I think that Tekken 7 is going to be very difficult, but Samurai Shodown, I feel like I really have an opportunity to get top 8. I've fought several people that are in my area and several people online, and just the amount of practice that I've been putting in and the amount of knowledge I've gained about the game, I feel pretty confident that I can actually get top 8 at a major tournament, and we'll just see how well I do. Now, I said there were going to be 4 things, but since you stuck around to the end, I'm going to give you a bonus 5th thing. There is the NorCal Fight Club League. Now, I don't want to give you a hard set date because LPN actually changed the date right before I was making this video. But it should be in the middle of September somewhere. The thing is that the finals was supposed to be on a Thursday. I think the round robin actually was a Thursday, a Friday, and then the last day was on a Saturday, which was okay, if it's a Saturday now I can do it. But I work on Saturday and Sunday, so he changed it to a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. And that's probably not going to work out for me, so I don't know if I'm actually going to play in that very much. But, if I get to play in it, it'll be really cool. And Pandora House will probably be streaming. And I'm going to try to qualify for Samurai Shodown. I think I'm pretty much qualified, to be honest with you, because the top 8 players, as far as points, are the ones that get to compete. I've done pretty well in the first 2 tournaments that I went to, so I think I'll be okay. But we'll see, and if I get to play in that'll be really cool, and if you guys watch it, that'll be really dope too. If you guys subscribe to the Pandora House, then it'll let him know, LPN, that people are coming from my channel to his channel, so that'd be really good. And hey, thanks for watching the videos. If you like them, if you don't like them, then I guess you can kick rocks. But if you do like them, then I got a lot more stuff planned. All right, that intent. See you soon.